Echoes in the wind. Every yard we claim, we play to win. They said we were done, they said we were through, but we bleed that blue, and we always knew. Stars over Texas, burning bright. Cowboys rising in the dead of night. Victory's ours, hear the thunder roll. We're the heart of the South, and we're taking control. Dak leads a charge with fire in his soul. CD breaks loose, unstoppable goal. Earth's ghost in the huddle, and it's stride in our veins. We carry their glory through blood and pain. Let 'em talk, let 'em doubt. We'll silence every rival with a knockout shout. One team, one dream. We ride together into the light. Stars over Texas, burning bright. Cowboys rising in the dead of night. Victory's ours, hear the thunder roll. We're the soul of the game, and we're taking control. Yeah, we're taking control. Cowboys forever, bold and whole. Let the stars over Texas shine gold.
Oh, what a dreary day in South Jersey. But it's all good. We're going to hear everybody bitch and moan, but we're going to talk some Cowboys football. Good afternoon, everybody. Game time, Brian. Yes, game time is here. We are sitting in dreary South Jersey. We are expecting yet another snowstorm on Sunday. Bad news is we're looking at 6 inches. The good news is it's going to get warm right after, so it should dissipate and be gone. But before we get into the show, I want to play a video of our new defensive coordinator. I know it's late. We've talked about it, but I do shit on my timeline. So here we go.
Just the way he carries himself is awesome. But really, the process was thorough. It was long. Jerry and Steven, I think, they hung with me, which is great. We did so many layers of this thing, man. I mean, we got into concepts and techniques at every level. To hear Jerry talk about playing 4-eye was really cool for me. You know, he's going back to Arkansas now. So, I mean, I don't think they called them 4 eyes back then. But when we got into the weeds, man, and just every time we spent time with CP, it became very clear that he was the guy for the job.
This is for Christian. Obviously, everyone wants to know, what kind of defense do you want to bring to the Cowboys?
Yeah, well, the first thing is we're going to be multiple. I think that whenever you form a defensive structure, it's about the players that you have. So core principles, I mean, will be a 3-4 by nature, but, 4-3 spacing will be appropriate.
4-3 spacing?
Different front structures, coverages behind it. But I would say being multiple is probably the most important thing about it.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. First, Shadi, talk about the trust that Jerry and those guys showed in you to lead the process.
Wow.
Well, again, I think, Jerry and Steve and I, grew very close over the years. Just we had real conversations, as you know, Clarence, and spent a lot of time together. But we did this together, and it was awesome, and the process was awesome. And I'm not being funny when I say, to get, Jerry to be willing to sit in on 40-something interviews, was extremely. I was stoked. I mean, I was so excited that he wanted to dive deep into the weeds with us and go into the fundamentals and the techniques and all those things we talked about. And, we stayed in constant communication. And that's how you feel great about it. And like I said, like we told all the cans when they came in, for us, we felt like last year we were able to build a program on offense. And we wanted to build a program on defense where you're self-sustaining. You've got great coaches, and when we win, which we're going to win, and we're going to compete for Super Bowls, people come after your stats. You look at what Seattle and some of those teams are dealing with right now, and you want to have the infrastructure and the people underneath to where, you promote from within more times than not. And so it was a great process, and they were in it along the way, along with a few other guys. And I believe in the process. I'm a process guy, and I think we hit a home run with this guy.
Yeah, it seemed like you were barking up the right tree. All the guys that got second interviews got jobs, and everybody loved them in their respective cities. But what stood out about CP that put him at the top of the list?
Again, the way he carries himself. He's wise beyond his years. I mean this, he's convicted. I did tell him that I was a coordinator at 32 years old. He's 34, so he's been slacking. I'm a little disappointed that, I had to beat him by 2 years. But, I say that in jest because, he's been preparing for this for the last 4 or 5 years. When you're designing defense, you're the pass game coordinator on defense, you're basically involved in calling third downs and giving those things. And I say it because it's real. He was the last Zoom that we did, and as he started talking, it wasn't just him talking about his watches and his shoe game. He got a serious shoe game. Yeah, he got a shoe room.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. First things first, everybody. Good afternoon. Again, it is very hard not to be excited about where we're going as a franchise. I know we get trolled a lot, back-to-back 7-win seasons. We get it. But for the first time, and I really do believe this, they let the one positive thing, was it perfect? No. But the one positive thing last year was the offense, and what the culture has started to change. Again, it doesn't happen overnight, but we saw last year, we saw Jerry Jones, we saw Jerry and Steven kind of force feed Eberflus. It was a kind of a quick, let's satisfy the Rooney Rule. Let's bring in a guy that we're familiar with. And it did not work. Shout out to Jerry and Steven for turning over the reins to the only positive part of the team last year was the offense, led by Brian Schottenheimer, who, yes, he's still working out the whole how could I call plays, right? And still listen to Ryan Feeder in the headset and do what your coaches need to do over and above what an offensive coordinator needs to do. Shout out to Clayton Adams. It was a great, successful offensive season. Defense, clearly, we have a long way to go. But as I stated in the last live stream, I'm very excited because we're going to a 3-4 front with a lot of, 4-3 spacing. It's going to be a multiple defense, but there's only one way to make this work, and that's to have player movement, player change, bring in players. You can't just go after the draft and go out and get bottom level free agents and make this work. If you want to make it work, you're going to have to be fairly active early on in the process, or it's going to be another disaster. And we'll be here to sift through all the moves, but on the surface, and that's, I know people go, oh, here we go, we're talking. Now, on the surface, we love where this is going. And if you're Eagle fans out there, you guys, I don't know that you've heard Christian Parker speak like this. I don't know. Maybe you have. But we're starting to understand what made the Eagles' drafting of corners, the secondary, so good. That's a testament to coaching. Coaching matters. And the fact that Cowboys we're able to get Christian Parker, we're excited for it, okay? And Eagle fans should know, the ones that are really honest, like Philly 500, knows that was a big loss and a more importantly, a gain within the division. What does that mean? We don't know. We like it now. Nothing's happened. We're gonna be here throughout the whole process. But I'm excited, and we could talk about players who may be good, for the scheme, not so good. What are we going to do? Are we going to trade? We have it all. So let me get to the panel. The link is in the community tab for all you channel members. Please go and hop on in. We like to hear whether you agree, whether you disagree. But we got Hallie Pierce and we got Walker Wade in here now. How are yous doing today?
Doing pretty good. I finally got to finish my antibiotics off, so I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah, I've
But-
been taking
but
Tylenol
with-
every day. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's
Yeah.
like I'm just clogged again, but I'm not sick, but I'm clogged. But I'm glad you're
Yeah.
feeling better. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, and plus, too, what we're seeing with Christian Parker and the way he
It's
talked and
exciting,
everything made
Hallie.
me feel. I'm really
makes-
excited
makes
about
you
it.
Want, I mean, it makes you appreciate what the Eagles have done. And again, this was a model that the Cowboys have used years ago, and they have lost their way when it comes to finding great coaches. Sometimes Walker Wade, what's up, brother? Sometimes
What's going on?
the Cowboys in recent history have went with the comfortable move, right? The good old boy network. Mentally, they wanted to bring in a guy to carry out their narrative, right? Well, we know that. And what did I tell you today, Wade? I said, I'm just glad. Whether it works or not, I don't know, people. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to work, but it's exciting. And I'm glad they didn't try, well, no, we're going to stick to a 4-3, and we're going to get a real coach who can coach these guys up. Wade, the floor is yours. Your opinions on what we've seen so far, and we'll get into, specific possibilities going forward.
I like the direction we're going. Schottenheimer, Jerry and them let Schottenheimer, pick the coaching staff on defense with obviously help from Parker. I think that when in that press conference at the end of the year when they kind of threw Schottenheimer under the bus, like Jerry didn't want to take all the blame, like, oh, Schottenheimer was on board with this hire. Yeah, I think Schottenheimer kind of took that a little personal.
I agree with you, Walker.
I think he took it personal, and I think he took action. And all right, you gonna put this on me? All right, I'm gonna show you. And
where do you think
we
that
got a
comes
good thing
from,
going.
Wade? Where do you think that comes from? We talked about it
I
earlier.
think it comes from his dad.
Yeah, I agree. Being around the game, right?
Being around his dad. His dad his dad didn't win a Super Bowl, but you ask any of the players who played for Marty, and you just look everywhere he went, his teams were competitive and successful, and he had a damn good system. I mean, good players.
Let's get the gleam.
Always in
Let's go.
contention. I mean, he was a great coach.
Yeah,
He's a great coach.
First and foremost, who do you think? Just looking at the team now, right? What moves in free agency? And I'll go to Wade, but Hallie, please chime in. What makes sense right away, and what are some of the possibilities, Wade? Again,
I'm on a. Well, I was talking to you about this early games. I don't know if you heard this, Holly, or anyone. Mike Fisher, I did like this trade proposal of giving our second first round pick
number
to
20.
The Dolphins for their starting safety.
Minkah Fitzpatrick.
And their second and third.
And their second and third round pick. Yeah.
Yeah, that I think that's doable. You're going to take on his salary, but you add up all the points. You add up the points, it makes sense. Second and third on top of the trade. So
I saw another trade possibility. It's funny. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork now to talk about trades, and a similar trade with the Raiders, which I'm actually moved on mentally from this. I don't believe Max Crosby's going anywhere, but if he does, I think he ends up with a team like the Eagles or somebody like that. I do believe that. It makes more sense. But I did see a trade. Dallas trades Pickens and 20 for Max Crosby and a pair of picks as well. So, again, I don't believe Pickens is going anywhere. Do I think it's going to get ugly, Wade? Yes, I do.
The only way I see Pickens going anywhere is what we did here, though, Brian. I mean, Dan Siller did say it. He talked with Michael Irvin, and Michael Irvin said that Jerry hates Dave Mulligeta, like he hates him.
But again,
Like if
Hallie
that Dave
Pierce,
Mulligeta pisses Jerry off, unfortunately, we have an owner that gets in his feelings.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
yeah, and I want Hallie's opinion. If we have truly have changed, the owner who gets into feelings is going to take a back seat. We know that won't happen in this case, in my opinion, but that can't happen, Hallie, can it? Jerry can't get all in his feelings and get all butthurt again, which I think there was more to the And let me just real quick. I think the difference, Hallie, was Micah said outwardly that he wanted to meet with Jerry. He met with him on multiple occasions, then basically realized he was in over his head and then asked for help when a deal was on the table and he had to make a decision. Then it's like, I don't know. You got to talk to my agent. And then the agent said, we're starting all over in a negotiation. I can't believe that's ever going to get to that point, Wade, because there have been no discussions. There have been no meetings, and there's nothing to reset. That's what pissed Jerry off last year, Wade, was he thought he was close on something. Then it got kicked back to Mulligeta, and Mulligeta goes, I wasn't there. We're starting fresh. Knowing what the final number and where the Cowboys were sitting. You know what I'm saying? That was BS, really. That's what made Micah wrong in that situation. But, Hallie, your opinion on what Wade's saying, and we'll get back to the positives, but for right now, George Pickens, we brought him up. What's your thought about Jerry getting in his feelings?
Well, if he gets in his feelings, then what's the point of him wanting to be doing new things? It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to go back to the same old thing. Nothing's going to happen.
Same old.
And that's nobody wants any of that. And Jerry's going to have to realize handshake deals don't hardly go anymore. Like he thought he had a handshake deal with Micah. No, he didn't have it with his agent.
Don't you think it's a little different, though? Micah outwardly said, he wants to meet with him. Remember, he was bragging about being in the suite meeting at the
true.
Whatever game it was, like the college game, the Super Bowl, So they had already started negotiations. The positive about this is there has been none.
Right.
Pickens is smart enough to say, just talk to my agent. Then now they could start, with a number. Again, whether they get, I still think they're going to get a deal done.
I hope so, because that Pickett and Mulligeta is going to start up here, and
he's going to start at
Joneses are going to start here. They're going to have to.
Yeah, and I think it's going to. I think it's going to take something that we haven't seen yet from the Joneses necessarily. We're going to have to see a modicum of bending the knee, right? And whether we think that Steven, let's be honest, Jerry signs the check, Jerry gets pissy, but ultimately it's Steven, right? And if all my subscribers are correct, most people think it's amazing. One year in a Dallas offense and George Pickens is the next, the best thing since, I don't want to say certain names, but they're already having better than CD, right? He doesn't drop the balls that CD drops, yada, yada, yada.
Pickens was fantastic.
I was early on in the process, they offered the exact same deal the CD got. I would be happy with that. I don't know that we can get that deal because of the agent, because the agent does not start out with, well, okay, where do you want to be, George? Where do you want to end up in your career? What do you want out of life? It is, how much do you want? And if George says the most possible, they're not settling for squat, right? So that's where we don't know where it's going. But I think because of the whole Micah thing, I think Dallas does not want to come off a certain way. They will actually overpay a couple million at this point to get a deal done. What does that mean? Maybe a longer-term deal. Will Mulligeta want a longer-term deal? Again, these are all the pundits, all the experts know that there's no way that there's going to be a long-term deal. That's when I believe there will be. But that's just me being positive. But circling back, Wade, are you there, brother?
Yeah.
What are some?
No, just reading the comments.
Yeah, you you were talking because again, my new schedule, I get flipped around. I'm back in the office. I'm back to opening, and I close one day a week, so my hours are all screwed up. But what are some of the names you said? Just name some of the names you were bringing up earlier as possible free agent signings. Like we'll start with Bradley Chubb. Does he just go into the Bradley Chubb thing?
Well, no, hold on. I'm gonna draw something in the comment section. Hold on. So I see Drew. I'm not basing anything off emotions, Drew. I'm basing it on if my team goes out in free agency.
Yes.
Trades and drafts. I'm basing a middle of the road defense that's I'm saying I told
Middle
Drew in the comments we'll be we'll at least get middle of the road, and he won't even give me that. But that's fine. He's a hater. It is what it is. I think the Cowboys should go out and get Khalil Mack. Me personally, I think he would fit really good in this defense. If they're looking to get more picks,
is he a free agent?
He's a free agent.
Okay.
He's a free agent.
Let me pull that up.
He's a free agent, I believe.
I didn't think he was, but anyway. So,
I would trade maybe. If the Cowboys are looking to get more picks to get a second and a third back, maybe entertain trading that first round pick to Miami for that safety because he did play in the Fangio scheme, and you can maybe get more picks.
Yeah. Now let's talk about that Fangio scheme. Now we know that he's going to do more of Eagles play a hybrid, okay? What makes Eagles so hard is they don't tip their hand. They don't blitz a lot, but you have to have the people, right? So he made a comment in his press conference about the Eagles. They asked him, "Do you plan on bringing some of your guys from Philly?" And he smirked and laughed and said, "Well, we're not allowed to talk about the players that are on other teams, but you got to know that they're going to sign at least one or two."
Yeah, I'm going to throw this shot in there, Drew. My defense has a better chance of turning around than your garbage offense that has consistently been garbage year in and year out. Garbage. That ain't going to change because you got a running back that's playing quarterback. It's not going to change. So my defense has a better chance of turning around than your offense.
All right, let's look at this. Right now, let me go with the free agent edge rushers, okay? Free agent edge rushers, you just say yes or no, and you can expound upon it based on new scheme, right? Trey Hendrickson, his market value is about a little over $25 million a year. He'll be 30. He'll play at 32. He'll start out the year at 31. So he'll play this year at 31. Next on the list, Khalil Mack. Again, older guy. He'll play at 35 this year. Did you know he was that old? Wait. 35.
Yeah, I figured that. Okay. I figured that. He's still a pretty good playmaker, kind of like DeMario.
He is. He won't be
like
a
DeMario,
long-term
just a
piece.
Steady playmaker.
Yeah. He's around 18 mil. Hassan
Probably
Reddick.
Be a little.
Hassan
that's what they're
Reddick.
projecting. They're
Hassan
projecting
Reddick
18 mil this year.
Well, that's market value,
That's,
average AAV.
Okay, that's what they're.
That's what he made last year. They're saying he's going to get a slight bump in free agency based on overpaying price. I don't know that he'll get that, but that's on Spotrac. Hassan Reddick, who's had a free fall since leaving the Birds, right? Since running his mouth. Hassan Reddick. Look out for Hassan Reddick. He's 31. He made 14 this year with Tampa. He's going to make around $5 million, they're saying, this year. I know he fell off the map. I do understand that. But maybe he's a guy you kick the tires on. Maybe he's a guy that fits that 3-4. I think he does. Dallas was interested on Hassan Reddick when the Eagles moved him, remember, to the Jets. Dallas was in on him. Now, again, he has been plummeting. Will he be able to bounce back? I don't know. 8 years NFL experience, University of Temple.
I can see the Cowboys going after Chubb.
T for Temple U University.
They're gonna need linebackers. That's what I was saying. Like a possibility, Khalil Mack. I mean, he's kind of like that hybrid linebacker that rushes the passer.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a Micah. He's kind of like a Micah.
Who's that?
But he
Who
can
you
play
talking about? I was talking
Khalil
about
Mack.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Khalil Mack. He's kind of like a Micah, but he could play linebacker way better and stop the run.
Again,
And
we don't know what
pass.
they're going to do, but that's what makes it fun to talk about, right, everybody?
Yeah.
That's what makes it fun.
They're gonna have money to do it.
Well,
I mean, they can create it.
Yeah, they're gonna create it. Again, though, Hallie, if they're operating differently, what are we waiting for? I know people are tired of hearing about it, but that's I mean,
they need to be active the very first day.
What are we waiting for? That's my
free
whole
agency.
thing.
Yeah. And I also was looking at a really good article, the open markets on the Cowboys website, and they were suggesting some of the players, and even I'd never thought, Bobby Wagner being 35 years old, but then they said he would, be more beneficial as a teacher to some of the ones on the team, like Overshone, Leah Fowl, and all of those, which I think would make sense because they still call him a wrecker and still doing pretty good.
Yeah.
On there, just one of the guys that they were talking about.
Yeah, well, I was going to finish out the edge rushers, and then we'll switch over to linebackers.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Like, Wade's all over the place, too. But Hendrickson, Mack, Hassan Reddick, only because they've shown interest. None of these guys are like, oh, my God. But, again, you need somebody who can play the scheme, and I think you're looking at, rather than a Max Crosby, I think Max Crosby needs to go to a team that is on paper.
I will say this about Hendrickson real quick.
On paper to win now. Dallas, maybe not.
I will say this. Hendrickson, if he's healthy, he got off season to get healthy. Man, I think Hendrickson, besides Quentin Williams, man, he may be able to get some sacks. I think he may be able to stack up some sacks.
Those are basically the names I was really like honing in on, like AJ Epinesa out of the Bills. We're talking edge rusher people, edge rushers that could possibly fit in this scheme. There's a lot of older guys. Obviously we got Clowney. Let me ask you this:
Chubb is like what, 29, right?
Yeah, but Chubb. Well, he was released, right, Chubb? So he's out there now.
Yeah.
So
he's
he's
29?
out there.
Yeah.
So, he 29, 30.
Yeah. So, well, you were talking.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's up, man? We're just talking about what's going to happen. We're a little excited.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I know y'all. I just have a question.
Go ahead. You go to
I really don't have a question. I have a statement. Mm-hmm. We all know that these free agency, the first day, all these deals already been done before anybody. We do know that. Are we aware of that?
Oh, we don't. You can't do tampering before they're released.
Absolutely, they do. Wait, you ain't that blind.
Well, we know that they're allowed March 9th. That's the start of legal tampering. I'm with Momo Wade. If you don't think that Christian Parker has reached out to Reed Blankenship.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But we're talking numbers. We're talking sitting down talking about numbers.
Those numbers are already been crunched.
Alex Singleton.
Look, it don't mean shit unless you talk to the owner or the damn man.
They already talked to him. The big guys in the first day, the numbers already been crunched, already done. They just make. Why you think the first day they all of a sudden you get about 10 or 12 people? No, these numbers are already been done. Nobody makes a deal on the first hour of free agency. Nobody does that. They all have a deal in place.
All right.
Is that what it is that you don't sign?
I don't give a damn. We got money. Spend it.
Let me ask Momo. Since Momo's in the house for a short time, it looks like you're out and about.
I'm out here drinking and has a couple of beers.
Nice. What are the odds that
That's why you're
Wagner,
annoying me right now.
I knew that smile was up there for some reason.
What are the odds that Bobby Wagner returns to the Commandos?
It's a short window, but they might keep him.
Now, does Bobby Wagner fit in what Dallas is trying to do?
Absolutely, he'd be perfect because Bobby Wagner is not very at his age. He's not very good in the pass. He's
Right.
good against the run.
Right.
He did stay healthy.
Now, he'll play at 36 this year. Let me rattle off some of the names. Just stop me if you get excited. Levante David out of Tampa Bay. He's 36 now. I pass. Bobby Wagner. I don't know that you can go home again. We had our shot at Bobby. I don't know that that's who I would want. I wouldn't poo-poo it.
I feel like I'd get Demario. Well, is Demario free agent?
Demario Davis is next. He's 37, New Orleans.
Yeah, I would sign him in a heartbeat.
Demario Davis would have the green dot. He would call the defense.
Sign him so quick.
He's looking at Demario Davis is looking at about $9 million per. So
who's the guy that let go? Who's the guy the Cowboys
Kenneth
with the
Murray.
trade?
Kenneth Murray.
Y'all let somebody else go today.
All right, I'd have to look that up. I've been
The
off.
guy from
Logan Wilson
probably
is
letting go.
gone.
Yeah, a lot of people were letting go.
Well, here's the deal about Logan Wilson. Logan Wilson could be re-signed. They cut him and saved big time money, like over $4 million.
He's not that good.
Here's
That's
the
fine.
problem.
I go get Demario Davis.
I don't think
care.
he's coming back because of the new scheme. I don't know that he necessarily fits in that.
But I just said when the Cowboys picked him up, I pick up a really bad defensive play. Cincinnati defense wasn't that good. He was the best defensive player on the team. That doesn't mean that he was good as advertised.
Mo, nobody gives a damn. He's gone.
Y'all might sign him back.
I care about getting the playmakers.
Let me ask more linebackers. Again, there is not a better year to be linebacker needy going into free agency.
You mean the Kobe Dean and Demario Davis?
Matt Milano, linebacker out of Buffalo. I really like this guy.
Washington probably pick him up.
And that's possible. I'm just saying, is he a fit in the 3-4? Please help me. I'm not asking like I know the answer.
I don't know the answer.
Ultra Eagle is Matt Milano.
So they run a 3-4 style defense in the Los Angeles Chargers.
How are you?
Los Angeles Chargers run a 3-4, right?
Yeah, I think so. Who don't wear a 3-4?
That's why I say Khalil Mack. What are the Saints? Demario Davis is in a 3-4, right?
I don't know. I just think anybody can get Khalil Mack at his age. I don't know if he could still go.
He was a beast this year, man. I was seeing him fly all over the damn place in some of these games.
Yeah, but is he worth?
I don't give a damn if he's 50. If you're getting 100 tackles a year, get out there.
Yeah.
Now, the article also brought up Devin Bush Jr., that he had a pretty good year, that he might be able to fit the scheme also.
Bro, did you, with me and Game Time were talking about this, there was some games like Demario Davis is, he's up there in age. My God, he was just the best player on that defense.
Demario Davis
like
had
in some of these games.
year last year. An incredible year. Mouse says Nakobe Dean is staying homie. I would tell you, if Dallas wants him, Dallas will get him. Just based on what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to troll, but the relationships that Christian Parker has, that's the it's very impressive that all these guys are showing up now and just loving to hear him talk.
Here's a question.
If you don't think that there are players in Philly that absolutely want to follow Christian Parker to Dallas and play with him, you're fooling yourself. I don't know who that is. Anyway, go ahead.
Here's a question.
Yes.
If Kenneth Walker from the Seattle Seahawks, he's available. He's a free agent.
Yeah,
would Dallas be willing to get him?
Nah, I think a team like you would have a better. Again, I'm not overpaying for running back. If I'm going to overpay for running back, I am going to go into the draft and draft me. If there ain't no way Jeremiah Love's dropping, but if he were, I'm taking him. I don't give a shit because I'm going to go off on free agency. That's why I'm going off.
Are we sure that this is going to happen?
Well, I'm saying I think that another team is going to value Kenneth Walker more than Dallas. Supposedly, Dallas has a deal in place. Supposedly, They're just waiting for an agent to sign on to Javante. I know we have our Javante fans. I like him. He's a steady guy. I'll be curious to see what the numbers come in at. So you bringing back Javante is not going to hamper us from getting a absolute stud back if
Drew,
one's in the draft.
I gotta address Drew. Drew, I don't give a damn if he hasn't coached a defense. He can't be any worse than Eberflus.
Yes, that is
He
true.
can't be any worse.
Oh,
What do you want us to
anything's
do?
better than
Yeah.
Eberflus.
Eberflus.
Anything is better.
Eberflus, we call him. All right, let me finish. Like he's
Drew, you're the ultimate hater. You're the ultimate hater, boy.
Let me see some of the names. Alex Anzalone, we saw him with Detroit, 31 years old. I don't know how he's got the long hair.
I gotta go back with my friends.
All right. Go ahead. I'll talk to you.
Talk to you later, Mama.
We
later,
talked
Mama.
about Quincy Williams. Does Quincy Williams fit in a 3-4? Did they play a 3? I think he does, doesn't he? You know?
Yep. Drew, the ultimate Cowboy hater.
At least he's consistent.
He's a Cowboy hater. Trauma. Got a lot of childhood, teenage trauma.
Quincy Williams. Quincy Williams has historically been considered a better fit for a 4-3 rather than a 3-4. So maybe this closes the door on a Quincy Williams, which is fine. Again, but Alex Singleton, 32 years old. This is the guy that I have brought up that I think makes a lot of sense. Played under Christian Parker in Denver. Alex Singleton, I believe, has worn the green dot. The one thing, Eagle fans, please let me know. Nakobe has not worn the green dot, I don't believe, ever. So as much as everybody's saying Nakobe, I hope he stays in Philly because he's often injured. When he plays, he's good, but I don't think he wears a green dot. I think that's Zach Bond's. Quay Walker. You know I love me some Quay Walker. He's out there, Wade. So.
Yeah. Yeah. But is he better than Khalil Mack?
Quay Walker is generally considered a good fit for a 3-4 defense. He's an athletic 3-down inside linebacker, particularly in a system that values speed and versatility in the middle of the field. He's 6'4", 240 pounds, enables him to play in the box, make tackles, and cover tight ends or running backs. Don't forget, we picked up the Green Bay, assistant coach. Look out for a possible Quay Walker to Dallas. I would be more into Quay Walker than pretty much anybody. Why? Why do you ask me? Because not only do you help yourself, you take away from somebody else. Again, by them signing Micah, Green Bay will not have the necessary flexibility to just bring everybody
How about a Quay Walker
back.
And Demario Davis?
Well, I don't know that would work because now you're talking 2 green dot guys. I think you go either or and then add in.
I gotta have both.
Alec. Well, I know.
Why not have both?
Well, you can, but
The damn Patriots had Junior Seau and Teddy Bruschi on the same team. What does it matter?
You do know that we got overshown, even though he can't stay healthy.
Why can't we just have it all? Why can't you, they had Brian Urlacher. Chicago Bears had Brian Urlacher.
We want it all.
And what was the other guy's name? Oh my gosh, the other beast linebacker they had. They had 2 green dot linebackers at the Bears.
Well, I'm not arguing with you, but I think we need to
they had
crawl before
they had
we
Brian
go on.
Urlacher. I need 2 green dot guys. No. That is, you don't need to crawl to get that. You just, where's the money? Sign on the dotted line.
Yeah, because the article, it really.
Here's the money.
They talked
There
about
we go.
Quay
There we
Walker
go.
too. They said he was similar to Dean. He would
Except he don't
Parker
get hurt.
influence. Yeah, that's true. But he was also a national champion with Georgia in the
it makes a lot
same
of sense.
defense with Uze Derive and Muschamp.
Bingo. So look for Quay Walker again. Wade, we're gonna know whether they're serious or not We're not saying go get me this guy, but there's plenty of linebackers. I've just scratched I'll just quickly EJ Speed, Devin Bush, Devin Lloyd. I mean, it just goes on and on.
I thought it was the most. I was gonna say, oh yeah, no, I agree with you. I was gonna say what Mike Fisher was like. Oh, the old traditional linebacker, isn't gonna, that doesn't fly in the NFL today. That ain't gonna work in today's NFL. I'm like, what are you talking about? How would a Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs at linebacker, like those are traditional linebackers. How the fuck would that not like make an impact in today's league? That doesn't even make any sense.
I mean,
it's just
It's
almost like he's saying teams don't value linebacker like they used to. Traditional linebacker play.
Well, let's say we get Quay Walker. Let's just say for shits and giggles, they go out and get Quay Walker. Okay. Well, you get Quay Walker. That still doesn't stop you from if you hold on to both of your picks, you could still get C.J. Allen as well. And again, my question to you is there anybody on this team we're penciling in as starters on the defense that you may trade? Because they're not necessarily like DeMarvion Overshown. Number one, what's his value? Probably not much.
They were talking. Surprisingly, you bring that up. They were talking about like trading potentially. Would they think about trading DeMarvion Overshown?
Right. As much as I like the kid, and
of course,
the story,
Cowboys Nation is going to lose their fucking mind. That happens
again. You haven't been able to play a full season, right?
Yeah.
Until you play a full season, then I'll ride with you. I'm rooting for the kid, but my thing is, me and you like him. Hallie likes him. Dallas Cowboy Nation likes him. Does Christian Parker think he can play in his scheme? That's the difference. It doesn't matter what we like. This dude is looking at the bottom line and going to make moves accordingly. And we're going to know the best thing about that press conference wasn't how he spoke, wasn't how he looked in Dallas blue, wasn't anything other than when he met with the Joneses in particular. He was excited about the future that they wanted to go and allowing him to do what he needs to do, which means he wasn't coming here if they said, you got to keep Overshown. You got to keep this guy. Because let's not forget, Overshown is going to be due a contract soon, right? He's going to be due a contract soon, and he's an unknown at this point. Absolute unknown. So we love him. We hope you're a part of it, but you gotta show me something. You gotta show me something. D'Angelo Cranston, what's up, brother? I've been laying low on the A.J. Brown, but after yesterday's interview and they were talking, he was on with what's his name, the old Gronkowski. The people I trust said he's going to get moved. I know it's a bad cap hit. I know that he's saying all the right things. Again, I still stand that A.J. Brown gets traded. I think the Eagles will get value for him. We're hearing a 2 and a 4. So, hey, I was talking to Mark. He called me about, I don't know, I guess it was a couple days ago. And he said, what do I think about A.J. Brown getting traded? I'm like, I don't care either way. A.J. Brown's a stud. But as long as he's with Philly, it's volatile. It's kind of like T.O., right? T.O., they just couldn't get along. There's something going on there. I know they're trying to play nice, D'Angelo. I still think he gets moved. But Howie's not going to just move him for nothing. So just know that if you do move on from him, you're going to have a plan. And it's going to be like what's best for the Birds. But that's still in my mind, everybody, that he may get moved. And the Philly D says Brown's not going nowhere.
Well, don't count on it because we thought we was keeping Micah, and that didn't happen.
I'm hearing though from actual sources that it's a very good chance. So for those people, Philly D and them, if he does get moved, just make sure you remember that.
If he does get moved, I'd be glad if we got rid of Pickens, if we ended up getting A.J. Brown, and then he ends up having like 1,500 yards receiving the first year with an actual damn quarterback.
We already got
show you how to get that shit done.
We don't need a second one. I'm joking.
Just sitting there saying, Yeah, 1,500 yards under Dak Prescott. He over here, he looks like a bum with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Period.
What's up, Dave Thompson? How you doing? What's up, Mouse is in the house. DC for Lloyd. George, what's up, brother? Brown is staying, says Oscar. Well, Oscar, I disagree. How you like them apples? How you like them apples?
Get to the chopper!
Head to the chopper, Oscar. Head to the chopper. I don't think he is staying. But yeah, I who knows, Oscar? You could be right. I'm just bringing up a talking point. But let's get into the possible cornerbacks, veteran corners that we could possibly get. It's funny how Trayvon Diggs. Do we think Trayvon Diggs re-signs with Green Bay, or do you think he's done?
I think Trayvon Diggs' career, I'm going to be honest with you, I think his career in the NFL is over.
Uh-oh, it's like you're underwater. Like you wandered away from the lot.
I told you guys.
I think he may get signed by who sounds like I sound like I'm underwater?
No, you're fine now.
Well,
okay. Now I was gonna say,
you're coming in and out.
I was gonna say Diggs, he may sign with one team, but this is it. He'll be out the NFL.
Well,
I think this year.
Well, there is a school of thought that he's going to go back to Green Bay.
He's good.
Why? Yeah, I agree with you, Drew. I mean, my love for the star was clouded.
He'll be out the NFL.
Jimmy Ward, he's 35 though, so I don't want Jimmy Ward. I'm just looking at the possible corners. I think you have a better shot. You got Greg Newsome. He's going to get a hefty price out of Jacksonville. See, I just don't know who fits in the Christian Parker's eyes. I don't know who he's going to like. Obviously, he's going to have a big say. Adoree Jackson. I could just see it right now, Drew. They're going to end up in Dallas. He's going to get cooked with the Cowboys. I hope not.
Well, he didn't play that bad, though, game time. He started off rough, but he didn't really play that bad. If you look at the grand scheme of things, he wasn't that bad.
You know what? He's better when you get pressure, which, I'd have to see who Dallas is going to bring in to create that pressure. They would need more pressure players to even attempt to bring in an Adoree Jackson. That's why I said this is a multi-level. In my mind, it's a we're all excited, but we're excited until they do nothing. And then if they do nothing, then everybody's got to back off and just zip it, and because it's the same old. We don't know,
Well, here's my question, right? And I'm not trolling.
No,
Is Dallas in win now mode, or are you building now because your defense and offense are in two different places right now?
Well, I'll give you this, Drew. I'll give you this. When you say win now, that's why I am not in on Max Crosby. That would be a win now where I think Eagles makes the most sense. Right?
We're win now right now. Dallas is not win now
if
mode.
you're Jerry, you need to be in win now mode because you're damn near pushing mid-80s. You need to be in win now mode.
Let me
go
finish.
Go ahead, game time. Go ahead.
No, I'll let let Drew get to his point. I will. I agree with what Drew's saying. I'm not saying we can't win now. I'm saying it's the type of players that we're going to have to win with, which are going to be everything I've been saying. You're not going to go out and get Max Crosby and pay $28 million a year because that just doesn't make much sense to me. But I want to let Drew go, and then Wade, I want you to follow up with what just happened. We talked about earlier about what Seattle did and how many starters they went out and got in free agency. But go ahead, Drew. Finish your thought.
And this is what I was trying to get the point across to Wade is I think Parker has great potential, but it's boom or bust, right? Mm-hmm. You're asking him to come in and he's literally have to build his defense from the ground up. You have a major piece in Williams, right? Everyone else is kind of decent, not good. So now you have to come in and rely on free agents, rookies, that all of these guys have to learn a new system, a new scheme under a coach that's never called one football game as a defensive coordinator. So wait, your expectations, I get it. You should be excited.
Yeah, that's all.
Right? You should be.
Hold on one second. Hold
on. Wait, let me finish. Let him finish.
Let him finish.
What I'm saying is you should be excited. but the expectations have to temper back a
Well,
bit.
don't you think we are though?
I gave a middle
at
of
least
the
in
road expectation. That is very realistic. Especially if you go out in free agency and draft
Wade,
well.
Now,
That's very
now,
realistic.
Wade, well, like we talked briefly before I had to
I
go
didn't say they're cracking top 5 or top 10.
Yeah, like before I had to go get my MRI or whatever I had multiple tests done today. But before I did, what did we talk about? You were talking about Seattle. And I know Drew's aware, but just bring
like
up what
4
Seattle
players
did.
on their
And then
defense.
Hallie,
They had like
next.
4 players on that defense they drafted. The rest were like restricted free agents, trades, and undrafted free agents.
And they look damn good with a new
there
coach,
was
right?
only 4 players on that defense they drafted.
With a new coach and a new scheme. So, and to Drew's point, Drew, we're not saying we're making play. Like I said, we're actually taking it line by line. I'm
expecting my. Hold on. This is what I'm expecting. My offense ain't taking a step back. We're still going to be probably number 1 in the NFL. I'm expecting my defense to become middle of the road this year. If we go out in free agency and
if that happens, then it'll be nice.
And do good and do good in the draft. That is very realistic expectation.
And then we'll get back to Drew.
Okay. No, what I was going to say from what I was
Doesn't mean they're going to be better than the Eagles defense, Drew.
What I was listening to Christian Parker, it's going to take time for us to be able to get our defense built up. And, because I'm going back to when we got Jimmy Johnson. It didn't take 1 year to get back in winning mode. It took several years, about 3-4 years. And I think this is we're going to be getting better every year with the defense because you have to build it up.
What's that noise I'm hearing?
I don't know.
Who, me?
Yeah, I think it's you.
Hold on.
Just mute. There you go.
There you go.
And then
just but what I'm
unmute
saying
to talk and then mute.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. No, but what I'm saying, it's just going to take we want it. I want to win. I would love to win this year. Just like anybody else.
Holly, that 90s Cowboys team was rebuilt from the floor up.
Yeah.
Right. And that's basically what we're doing with our defense.
Wait,
basically.
Just yes or no. Nobody's saying we're going to the playoffs. What we're saying is you've seen it done, and we're optimistic about where they're going. But it starts when, Wade? Free agency. If they do the same old, then expect 7 to 9 wins next year, people.
So I will say this isn't a dumb expectation.
Maybe.
If my defense was a middle of the road defense this season, Cowboys would have probably had 4 more wins on that board.
I would agree with that, but we didn't.
Yeah, Drew, they would have beat Carolina. They would have beat Carolina.
Yeah,
they would have probably beat y'all. They would have beat y'all week 1. There's a bunch of games. There were a bunch of games they were in. If their defense had made some stops, they'd have won those bunch of games.
I don't.
Wait, I don't agree.
Of course you don't, because you're a Cowboy hater.
No, it's not. I'm just being. Let's talk football. Like you guys stake claim that you guys had the top offense in the league, but what counterbalances that, Wade, is that you were middle of the pack in the red zone. So I'd rather be middle of the pack offense, but number 1 in the red zone like the Eagles were. That's how we were 11-6. But you guys were top of the league in offense, but middle of the pack in the red zone. So if you're exchanging field goals for touchdown, Wade, hold on, just listen to me.
You had a
I'm not saying that you can't, right?
bad Cowboys defense. Historically, all time.
Let them talk.
Wait. Just listen to what I'm saying, bro. I'm not trying to. Yeah, I'm just trying to talk real football. If you're exchanging field goals for touchdowns, I don't care how good your offense is, brother. You're not going to win many games.
We were still 17th in the red zone. It wasn't like we were last.
True, you were
but
throwing
that's
up
middle of the
30
pack.
points. True, they threw up 30 points a game in a lot of games. That's
But here's
hard
the
to
deal,
do in
though.
the NFL, Drew.
Well, let me read this.
You're shaking your head, but
listen.
It's hard to do.
Yeah, let me read Ultra Eagle. I hate saying that, but hopefully,
I mean, your offense should know all about throwing up 30 points a game. They're used to doing that.
Eagles' new defensive coordinator drafted, or I guess Dallas's new defensive coordinator drafted DeJean Mitchell, signed Bond and CJ GJ, went from 31st to 2nd, but we can't do it. Again, that's. Hey, Logan, how are you, buddy? That's all we're saying, Drew. We're not saying we can, but we gotta see what happens. What we did like is what he said about our defensive front, stopping the run, showing 4-man looks, like 4-3 run looks. It's a hybrid. Everybody says you don't have the players to play 3-4. Yeah, no shit. But you got to start somewhere, and that's why we're all kind of holding our breath. I know I am. I'm being ultra critical of this free agency period. Wade, are you going to be critical about what they do in free agency?
Yes, but I'm not worried.
He's in the lot.
I'm
He's
not worried.
whispering.
I am not worried. Yes, I'm in a truck stop right now.
He's at the Circle J in the lot.
The Circle J.
I'm at the pilot. I'm at the pilot
Nah,
lot.
He's at the
but
pilot.
game time.
Yes,
Here's the difference
yes.
when you look at Seattle, when you look at New England, when you look at these young and up and coming teams. Yes, some of them made good moves in free agency, but here's what they did that Dallas hasn't done. They drafted very well. Dallas hasn't drafted very well in the last few years. If you look at what the Eagles did in the last
Not on
5
defense.
years, in drafts,
Last year
most
they
of the
drafted well.
contributors. That's
Right.
the last 5 years for the Eagles had like all Super Bowl contributors on the defense. Offense. Of course you got free agency, but yet still like Smitty. So Dallas has not done what Seattle or New England has done. Can they do that? Yes. And it took those guys a couple years to get back to where they are now.
New
So
England
that's my
was
whole
like 4
point.
wins last year,
Dallas.
Drew. 4 wins.
Yeah, but bro, that's what I'm saying. But they drafted really well, and they were
What
able
would
to
you
make
say to
moves and put
this?
people in places to help them win. Dallas is not there defensively.
Drew,
Wait,
the Cowboys have been good at drafting on
Drew,
offense.
what would you say to
Been
this per
suspect on defense.
Ultra Eagle? Jimbo, it was Eagles' new defensive coordinator who drafted. Howie sucked at drafted defense until Fangio got there. What would you
That's
say?
not true. That's bogus. I don't know what he's talking about.
What's up,
Fangio,
George? How you doing, brother?
Fangio, if you look at how we've been drafting for the last 5 years, Fangio's been there,
What's up,
2 going on
Azteca?
3 years? So, no, you have to give that credit to Howie. Howie learned how to draft. Howie's
He
been
went
doing
from the
it.
broom closet to the penthouse.
Exactly. So you can't see that the disrespect on Howie. Howie's the best GM in football. Period. The last 5 years, you can't take that from him, and he's drafted a lot better. Does Fangio have a say? Possibly. Did Parker have suggestions? Parker's not making any calls. That's all Howie. Look at the war room. You see who's making the calls. You see who's making the moves.
No. If you don't think that Parker had anything to do with drafting Kenyon Mitchell,
I'm not saying he didn't have anything to do with it, but I don't think he had an authority. Like he's like, oh, go draft this guy.
Again,
I don't think that's Parker.
Howie's not
That's not Parker.
going to out football a guy who's lived his life in a film room and has been a coach. Howie, what makes him great, in my opinion, is his pro personnel and trusting the people he has surrounding him. And that's what you do. You get a consensus on who you want. Dallas's problem when they haven't hit, Drew, in my opinion, is they get that same consensus, but the Rod Marinellis of the world, the Taco Charlton over TJ Watt, outwardly say they don't want a big named guy. They want to mold a blue collar, lower rounded guy. That Rod Marinelli, Dallas gives too much authority to assistants who probably don't deserve it. Maybe I'm not taking away from Howie. To me, that is a strength in a general manager to identify talent and let them cook, so to speak. I got a guy like Clint Hurt. We know he can identify defensive linemen. You got Fangio there. I'm going to trust them along with the scouts to make an informed decision. It's when, GM like Jerry Jones, we've seen that in the past where he just wants to give me Johnny Manziel, and people got to throw him up against the wall and say, we're not drafting Johnny Football. He's got a cocaine problem. We're going to go with somebody else. So,
But I just think if you look at the draft last year, Vic Fangio is the one that I'm not saying he doesn't, talk to Parker or Hurt or any of his staff. Of course he does. Any smart DC or coach would, right? But at the end of the day, is Vic Fangio who's making a call to say, "Hey, get this guy. I want that guy." Right. And if you look when we drafted Jaheed Campbell, who was the one that came? Who did Howie go to? Who was all giddy and happy and shaking hands and giving hugs? It was Fangio. At the end of the day, it's Fangio. So Parker may have had now. It's
Yeah, I don't
Parker.
know, to
They're
be
going to listen to
honest.
Parker, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I just know it clearly everybody you talk to regarding Parker, he has a heavy voice. That's all. And we're going to know right away, right, Drew? We're going to know. So we're going to know how much he means.
I don't
What
think you're going to know right away. Game time. You got
I
to give the
do,
guy.
because we're going
He's
to
never
see the
called it. He's
buy-in.
never called it. But he's never called a game in his life. He's never called a game. So he has that disadvantage going in where he doesn't know how to match up against like
But
Sean
did you
Mannion
hear what they were
and
saying in
vice
Philly,
versa.
though? Did you hear what they were saying? I was watching a podcast where they were interviewing, I don't even know who it was, but it was players of the Eagles. Or no, it was one of the beat writers, and they said they would always know that if they didn't know something, they would go to CP because he always knew every aspect of the defense. They would say, you know what, I don't want to go to Vic because he might yell at me. I'm going to go to CP, and CP will get me straight. All I'm saying is the dude is obviously very good. Prior to Philly, he was very good. Everybody said coming into. I'm actually shocked that Dallas got him. Just to be honest, that's not a hire that they normally do, right? They normally go with the good old boy, somebody who's been a head coach before. The last thing I expected. That tells me,
or somebody that Jerry knew.
well, that's what I mean. That tells me that they have egg on their face.
Cowboys could have hired Bill Belichick in his prime. Drew would have still said, "Oh man, no, that just ain't
What are
gonna
you
cut
eating,
it.
though, Wade? That's more important.
That just
Like,
ain't
what are
gonna
you
Come
cut
eating?
on,
it."
bro.
What did you get?
Stay on topic, Wade. Stay on topic, bro.
You're a Cowboy hater. We all know.
What are you eating?
Eat your cheese curds and chill out, bro.
That ain't cheese curds. He's
Yeah,
eating
eat
Get
a,
me
your
a
cheese
little
curds
dark
and
chocolate here.
Slim Jim.
he eating
Oh, what you
I
know about?
guarantee
Hey, what
you
you know
went
about that
keto.
dark chocolate, Wade? What you
You
know
went
about that
keto,
dark
didn't you,
chocolate?
Wade? Darker the berry, sweeter the juice. You know what I'm saying?
What you know about
I
that
dipped
dark
my
chocolate?
toe in some dark chocolate every
Darker
now
the
and then.
berry, sweeter the juice. Anyway. All right. So real quick, does Tuesday nights work good for you? I like to do another mock. I'll actually have my act together. Just let me know what works for you. Like what night of the week, Drew, next week.
Yeah, Tuesday works good
All
for
right, all
me.
right, all right.
Yeah,
Because I actually had good feedback about it, so people liked it. I just got to get my act together with the site, which I will. Let me get to the chat, and you guys can bounce off of it. Azteca Aguilar, what's up, brother? If Christian Parker turns the Cowboys' trash defense into a top 15, or take top 20, now that's a win. Yeah, that's all we're saying, and I think that's a fair expectation. We just saw Dan Quinn do it, and what did that? Now, listen, we didn't have the playoff success. I know that's the ultimate goal, but we did win 3 straight years of 12 wins, so it'll be interesting. That's all. Game time, you know your
right.
football stuff and Cowboys history. Logan, I try. I'm not perfect. My problem is, Logan, I don't have a lot of time to do the studying, so a lot of it's off the top of my head. I actually refer to guys like Ultra and actually, Wade is more of a savant than I am when it comes to Cowboys history. Wade, for a guy who's never seen the Super Bowl, sure as hell knows all the stats, right? Wade?
I own all the VHSs, baby.
What's up,
Hell
Thomas
yeah.
Garrett? I didn't know you were in here. What's up, brother?
What's up?
How you been? You all right?
I'm good.
Good.
Hi, Thomas.
So what's your thought on Christian Parker? We're just having a little afternoon
No, Drew is
delight
probably
here.
right. Maybe it's some growing pains.
Oh, I'm not messed up with it. I'm happy. I'm happy that we got some new blood in Dallas.
Philly D says, Ultra, Dean was a sideline player. But Philly D, I don't know that N'Kobe Dean ever played. I don't think he ever called the game. I don't think he ever wore the green dot.
He wore the green dot game time.
He did?
Yeah, he wore the green dot, bro.
So what makes you think that Parker wouldn't go out and get him then?
I'm planning on him going for N'Kobe. I mean, it'd be a smart thing. But he wore the green dot. N'Kobe is one of the guys I want to keep on the defense.
Now, I think he's going to get more money than I would be comfortable with. He's going to get $15 million a year.
If he goes to Dallas, then yeah, they're going to overpay for him, and I'm okay with that.
$15 million a year, is he worth it? I guess he is, right? You
When
worth
he's
whatever you can
I
healthy,
get.
wouldn't.
when he's
I
healthy, he
wouldn't
is.
pay
But
him.
he's
I
kind
wouldn't
of.
pay him 15 million because it's like you now you have N'Kobe and
Well,
Overshown,
Overshown's getting paid
who
nothing.
yeah, but you got two guys who
He
have a
may not
history
be
of
there
being
though.
injured.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
why. That's why I was saying, Drew, we need to get like a guy that never gets injured, like a Demario Davis, some like a linebacker that could just be on the field nonstop and just make plays and make
Honest,
tackles.
honestly, I think that I'm gonna set the record straight, right?
And Khalil Mack. I
Hiring,
brought up Khalil Mack.
hiring,
He wants them
hiring,
all.
hiring, hiring Parker was a good. It was a good hire. There's boom or bust there, right?
Yeah.
But I think for Dallas, that's why I asked the question: are you guys in win now mode? Because let's say realistically, right? We don't know for sure. Realistically, if it takes him 2 years to build that defense, if he's even there, because I tell you what, if he gets the defense to top 15 in the teens, he's gone next year. He's getting hired as a
Well,
head coach,
well, it's funny you
right?
brought that up, Wade. Just speak to
I
what
give us
Drew's
2
saying.
years.
No, but what
2
did you
years.
say earlier to me? He's actually hired his staff in a way. I'll tell you that SMU coach that we went out and got. Everybody's sleeping on him. He was highly, highly coveted. He stays in state and comes in again. Wade, what? Just to what Drew's saying. What were you saying?
Oh, they're hiring coaches like Schottenheimer and them are hiring coaches based on like if there is success and they are hired and replaced, someone else will step up in their spot in their place. That's
Right.
kind of how Marty Schottenheimer had
What's
his
up, Rob?
coaching staff. That's kind of how the Eagles kind of
I'll be
got
right
their
back. I
coaching
gotta
staff.
go.
I mean,
I had too much
So-
calls.
Hi,
I'll be
Rob.
right back.
really, in all honesty, if Angio stepped down, y'all would have elevated someone probably
Well, Clint
in your
Hurt,
organization, probably.
To be honest with you, Clint Hurt was. If you guys would hire him, I'd really be concerned. Right? Not saying that Parker wasn't a good hire, but Clint Hurt has defensive coordinator experience, right? So my thing is like my question was: is Dallas in win now mode? If it's going to take you 2, maybe 3 years to get
I'm
that
in to
defense.
win. I'm in
Oh,
to win.
hold on. Wait. Let me finish.
Two
Wait.
seasons.
Let me just finish it, then I'll let you have it, bro. If it's going to take you 2, maybe 3 years, I'll just say 2 years to get the defense up to speed to where you guys are at a championship level. Now you look on the offense. Dak is damn near 40. CD is close to 30, right? So you look at that it's like flipping where the defense is getting young, where you're saying you want Clowney and all these old guys. You don't want any of those old guys on your defense for what? Get young, draft young, build it up. Now on the flip side, you got Dak that's damn near 40, you got CD that's almost 30. These guys, getting in their prime, past their prime. Now it's starting to look a little.
Dak's
It could
like
be looking a
32.
little shaky, like in a couple years with the
Let's not say we got 2
offense.
years.
I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. I don't know, but I think the
I think CD's
I
like
think the Parker
27.
hire was good. The Parker hire was good. So 2 years he'll be what 29.
Yeah,
Dak
I
will
don't
be
want to sign a bunch of
35.
older guys, Drew. I'm okay with some steady older veterans like that or playmakers still, like a Demario Davis. He's old, but dude, man, he was jumping off the damn screen this last season still. I mean, I would
He's
be
a
okay with
beast.
guys like that. I think he's better than, I think he make more of an impact than a guy like Clowney. I mean, because
But does he
Demario
fit a
Davis
three?
is like I don't know what
Does
they play in
Davis
New
fit it?
Orleans.
Does he fit it 4? That's what I'm saying. Does he fit a 3-4 or
Yeah.
4-3? Because
That's
if
why
you're
I
running the
mentioned
base
Khalil Mack because he's more of a 3-4 linebacker.
He's old, man.
Yeah, he's old. He's old.
He was pretty good this year. But he may be a
no,
little
yeah,
expensive.
no,
They
I
were
don't
saying
mind.
18 million.
Listen, I don't mind
Khalil
bringing.
Mack.
I don't mind bringing in one veteran. I'd rather
He's
have
on a good defense,
Demario,
though.
but I don't know who fits better. Maybe Khalil Mack does, because
Like
Dallas
I
is,
would have more trust in Khalil Mack
Yeah.
or Demario Davis than Overshown to stay healthy.
I mean, I
at this
agree with
point.
you. What would his value be Overshown if you wanted to move on from him? Anything?
No,
Fifth
just like
rounder?
Kobe Dean.
Fifth rounder?
That's why I think it's comical that I hear Kobe Dean might come to Dallas. It's like for what? So you could have 2 often injured linebackers.
I know.
It's like what's the
Exactly,
point?
Rob.
I know.
Exactly.
But
Mhm.
I
You got a
know.
good point there.
I don't think they're both going to be here. That's why I said, one or the other.
Now
So-
Philly will probably try to keep Dean in.
Well, they
Philly.
should,
At a
but
cheap price.
At a
again,
cheap,
Rob's on.
at a deal.
Rob's on board and says he doesn't care. At 15 million, 14, everybody just don't get caught up in the number. Look, it's all about the guarantees and what they're actually going to get paid.
That's some of the Cowboys' problems is over the years is they've also had players that haven't stayed healthy.
Right.
At linebacker, like a Van Der Esch, like a Jalen Smith, like a Sean Lee, like a Overshown. I need a guy I can plug in there and down in, down out, series in, series out. That dude's on the field making plays. And if it's an older veteran, I'm going to sign him.
I agree with you there, Wade.
I want it all, and I want it now.
I totally concur.
You sound like
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Give me
Wade.
Khalil Mack and give me Demario Davis on the same defense.
Yeah.
And then you'd be the Washington Commanders all over again.
Yeah.
You know what?
Exactly.
Hey,
But
why
we do have two first-round picks,
the
so-
damn Ravens had Terrell Suggs and Ray Lewis. I'm okay with having
Difference
two green dot linebackers. I'm okay with having two green dot linebackers. Why not?
The difference is this. I don't think that'll happen. I think that's what makes it. Listen, just because we're
What about the
excited
Bears?
about the
Bears had Brian
possibilities doesn't
Urlacher.
mean
Who
it's
was
going to
that?
be
Patrick
good.
Willis? Who was that guy on the Bears? The other guy with Brian Urlacher? What was his name?
Oh yeah.
Briggs.
Lance Briggs.
Yeah, Lance Briggs and
Nice call,
Brian
Thomas.
Urlacher. Both green dot linebackers. Why can't I have that?
Sorry. CP likes Bell and Leofau. Yeah, Ultra, I watched that video. That was actually pretty good. I'm a little... Again, this is why I was excited to hear they're going to something totally different, which means change, which means they have to find people, because I like Marquise Bell, Millville's own, by the way. I love Marquise Bell, but I don't know. It's a stretch. I mean, I think, I hope. Now, maybe, Marquise Bell is a guy I thought the Eagles should have gotten. Now, he's under Eberflus, nobody had a good year. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of a throwaway year, So I got to mute you, Drew. You got a lot of...
Hell, I was going to say, I know I want these guys, but hell, the Eagles, I mean, they're going to try to go out in free agency too. What if the Eagles get DeMario? What if the Eagles bring in Khalil Mack? What if the Eagles make moves?
Yeah, you don't need a linebacker.
We don't need linebacker.
Y'all are going to go for more offensive side.
We're probably going to go corner.
Corners.
Yeah, corners or ends. That's I think priority.
Yeah, now,
maybe bring back.
Let's talk about
that.
that. Game time, Brian. Cody Alexander is awesome. I bought all of his 4 books. Yeah, he sounds phenomenal. I had heard him a couple times before. Ultra, he's very good. He knows how to break it down. And that's you have that. But let's go in. We'll talk since we got Rob. What are your thoughts about? Just specifically edge rusher. What do you think the game plan is going to be for the Eagles regarding edge rusher?
Well, the trend's been we've been trying to go out and get a big time signing these last 2 years. So I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't try to go get Crosby. But
does that mean bye to the midseason acquisition from the Dolphins?
Phillips, yeah.
Yeah, he's already a free agent.
I know,
he's not
but he could still sign him.
I mean, he could sign. He could still stay in Philly, but I know Mark said that. How could we afford?
Well, you can do anything you want.
Yeah,
I
agree.
On the road, it's like Mike Fisher says, cap hell's a myth.
Right. I mean, you said that how could we afford to go and get Crosby if we can't afford Phillips? Well, we can afford anybody we want to if we make it a priority to make it happen.
Any team can.
Yeah. I mean, any team can. It's just a matter of being aggressive enough to do it.
Again, this is Spotrac, everybody. Now, Jalen Phillips is a possibility with Dallas. Again, a lot cheaper than a lot of other names. Dallas, highly coveted, did not draft him. Not sure. I think he went second round or bottom of the first round. Rob, do you remember?
Chubb would be cheaper than Phillips.
He would
be.
He's
older. Tried scooping him up,
but he's also older. You're losing the longevity. You could space out a Jalen Phillips deal. And now Jalen Phillips market value, they're saying is right around 17 AAV. That doesn't mean what they're going to say per year. They're just talking about guaranteed money.
Jalen was a first rounder.
He was at a university of Miami, and I believe he was kind of a project, right? If I remember correctly, like they didn't know that he could necessarily hold up against the run, right? And wasn't that the thing?
Yeah.
He's only 26. He'll play at 27, whereas Who were you bringing up?
Chubb.
Yeah,
He's
how
like
old?
what, 29?
Yeah, I
I think
don't
he's
know.
29.
Yeah, Bradley
Pushing
Chubb.
30.
I think
But
Phillips is better than Chubb. I'll just leave it at that. But I
I
wouldn't
think
say
that's
no
a
to
great.
Chubb.
That would be a great pickup for Dallas.
Chubb?
No, Phillips.
Yeah. It would
That's
be.
what.
I'm a little
That's
concerned
the
about his
move Mike was
production
talking
coming down the
about.
stretch. What do you guys contribute that to? Jalen Phillips down the stretch seemed like he leveled off. What was that about?
Yeah, I don't know exactly
You know
why
what I mean? Maybe he
kind of
didn't
doesn't.
stats wise,
He
it just seemed like I wasn't hearing him. He came in like a bat out of hell, did he
right,
not?
right. Yeah, their first 3 or 4 games, man. I mean, he was all over the field. He was jumping off your screen, but
Right. So that tells
but
you he can do it.
Y'all's
in
defense
that
was
Niner
out
game,
there, it seemed
yeah.
quite a bit, though, Rob. Your defense
Maybe
seemed like
that's
they
what
were
it
out there
was.
quite a bit.
Maybe.
I don't know if he got worn down, maybe.
Maybe the offense wasn't doing what it really needed
You know what I mean?
to do.
Time
The
of
defense,
possession, I'm
yeah.
saying. Like,
I don't
it looked
know.
like the dang Eagles defense was out there quite a bit.
So, yeah, these are all things. Now, Rob, is there
Kind of like Micah.
Is there anybody in free agency that you think they're eyeing up outside of your organization? I mean, is there anybody you think that's a perfect marriage made in heaven? It's like fills a need. You don't have to give up draft capital, but Eagles have plenty of draft capital. But is there anything free agency wise that you think that you're going to go get, or is it more about signing your own?
I think we need to focus on our own. Maybe go out and free agency to grab an experienced corner. The top 20 free agents that are out there, 3 of them are cornerbacks. So if we could nab one of the 3 that are available in free agency. Therefore, we have
Signing
a
Carter
proven.
too, right?
Probably signing Davis, I think, is going to be priority. Signing Davis and getting an experienced CB2.
I could see y'all drafting offensive line in the first round, Rob. I feel like y'all may try to replenish your offensive line. I mean, it would make sense because I don't know if.
Well, just because they're coming back this year, Dickerson and
I'd be
Lane are
thinking
coming back,
they would.
But you don't.
Yeah, they're coming back, but I'd be thinking
long
maybe
term
they're
you need another piece there. So, I think a guy out of Alabama makes a lot of sense.
Best player available.
Because,
Come on, Proctor.
Yeah, I think Proctor makes a lot of sense for the Eagles. Massive guy, raw, needs work, but you got time. He's not coming in being asked to start year one.
I heard either Proctor or I even saw somebody had y'all drafting Avion Terrell.
Hell,
Ooh,
Rob,
I could
Drew,
see that.
you can trade a first to the Packers for damaged goods Parsons. Y'all wanted him, right?
No, you can't. You can't. There's a poison pill. They can't trade him.
Oh, there's a poison pill. Oh, damn. They screwed them over.
Jerry was afraid of that. Jerry didn't want that to
I
happen.
forgot about the poison pill.
I wish we would have done it. I would have rather have had Jalen Carter and what was it, a second-round pick?
They weren't going to give you Jalen Carter.
Well, no, that was
Jalen Carter's better than
listen, that was what the trade. Listen.
Well, Drew, you would have been pissed if that would have happened.
Are you calling Mike a liar?
I'd have been pissed.
You know, be funny is if they.
That's what it was.
For one, it would have been crazy to trade in division. I'd have been like, what the hell's going on?
That just goes to show you how much Micah Parsons is on crack. But
I was going to say it'd be funny if they went after Parsons and Triggs.
Oh, yeah.
Diggs, I mean, Triggs.
You got smoking on the mind. You got the Traeger on the mind.
What's the poison pill? Is it like they can't go after
egg.
Parsons for so many years? I mean, what's the poison pill? I'd be thinking the Eagles would try to reach out.
So what the hell?
These damaged goods. Come on over.
Just a weird talking point. Does anybody know the details of the Bears moving to Indiana? Rob, are you aware? You know
that yesterday.
Yeah, the vote passed unanimously.
So what does that mean? Please explain it, Thomas, and
go ahead, Thomas.
Yesterday, I know they're trying to build a new stadium in Arlington. I know about that, but
City of Chicago dragging their ass.
I don't know about. I know about the Arlington situation, but I don't know about the.
I'll just put it this is easily, Thomas. This is just like the Dallas Cowboys coming to the city of Dallas situation. The governor and all the governing bodies dragged their ass, and the city not far, Arlington, said, "Come over here, Dallas. We'll do all this shit for you and give you all these tax breaks. We'll even put up the money, half the money to build the stadium." That's basically what's going on in Chicago. Is the city of Chicago and everyone running it is dragging their ass on keeping the Bears in Chicago, and the Bears are like, "We're tired of waiting. We're tired of this."
And what about Kansas City? Are they still going to move them too, or
they're going to Kansas. They're going to Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh, okay,
And
they're
I'm gonna
going
be
to
honest,
actually go to Kansas City. Okay.
Chicago Bears in another state that just don't look good. That just don't make any sense. But
how long have they been there?
Is that a power
play? Oh, they've been there
forever.
forever.
They've been that. Yeah, Chicago been in Chicago from day one, and
we're talking 100 years.
They're trying to build a new stadium in the suburb of Arlington.
Hammond, Indiana, says Jacob. Dallas. What's up, Jay Smooth? How you doing?
Yeah, they're trying to get the land, the tax breaks, the obviously is the city of Chicago going to help the Bears, with the land and, half on the stadium, helping them, but it's just been a mess. It's kind of like the Cowboys were trying to come to Fair Park by the old Cotton Bowl. They were trying to build another stadium right next to the Cotton Bowl. They wanted to get back to Dallas, and the mayor of Dallas effed the whole thing up, and the city of Arlington stepped in. So that's why the Cowboys aren't in Dallas.
Yeah.
So it's just unfortunate when, your city sports team, you can't keep them in your city, and the city drags ass, and then when they leave, they're in panic mode. Or they threaten to leave, That's what's going on in Chicago right now, is they're like in full-blown panic mode right now.
Sorry, I'm texting.
I know if I was a Bears fan, I'd be upset.
Oh, what about the season ticket holders that been there forever?
Yeah.
Lord.
That's unfortunate. They really need to figure that shit out, because that's tradition to keep them there.
It happens far too often, everybody, where money, unfortunately, is the end-all, be-all. Hey, Jimbo, what's up, brother? Everything revolves around money, right? It's no surprise that Dallas is playing in Brazil on a year where they have 9 home games. Remember, they will get all the proceeds from it. They'll make out fine. Noah and Jerry will rent out AT&T the same weekend they're away to like a tractor pull event or whatever, monster truck event, and he'll double dip. That's what they do. It's all about the almighty dollar, and that's fine, because what that does is just pump up the Dallas being abroad. May not be good for the team and winning necessarily. I don't know that it is or it isn't. I'd like to do some history on that. But as far as lifting up the salary cap, high tide lifts all boats, in the old adage. So they are printing money. I was talking to a buddy at work, and they were talking about Jeffrey Lurie bought, and just guys, Eagle people, if you have he bought the Eagles for like 150 mil. Does that sound right? Something like that. Anyway, I'm sure we could Google.
I thought that was Jerry. Like 140 million. He bought.
Well, it was 140, I think, with Jerry.
All right. Well, let's see.
185 mil.
Okay, so I wasn't too far. 185 mil. And what's the current value of the Eagles right now? Think about that.
Eagles got to be at least over $4 billion easily. 4 to 5 billion. If I had to guess.
8.5 billion.
8.5 billion. Think about how much
the Eagles are worth.
Yeah.
Shit.
Think about how much, like what return? You could Google it easily. What's that return? It's unbelievable. You're printing money. So that's what makes me frustrated about Momo's owner, because he's single-handedly killing the Philadelphia 76ers. Josh Harris. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Washington will never win anything with Josh Harris as an owner. I know that's a strong statement, everybody, but Josh Harris, who's now been implemented in the Epstein, that's a fact.
E-files.
I'm sorry to say, I'm not getting political, but he's in it. Along with the Giants, owner, Steve Tisch. That'll be interesting. Josh Harris basically traded McLean, right? Is that who I'm thinking of? McLean, the Duke guard, to stay under the tax. Just to stay under the tax. That's it. You gave up on a high draft pick to stay under the tax. That's a scumbag move. And Josh Harris is a horrible owner. And he owns not one, he owns the Washington Commandos, he owns the New Jersey Devils, and he owns the Philadelphia 76ers.
I'm sorry for your 76ers.
He's a scumbag.
My Spurs coming for the #1 spot this year.
I know that's mean, but that's how I feel as a Sixers fan. You don't trade away a young player because he's not getting a lot of playing time. That's dumb.
He's horrible. He's horrible. That's a horrible owner right there.
Jared McLean was pretty good. Fly Parks again. So I'm going to keep it 100. What's up, Marcus? How you doing, brother? So I don't know that Washington's doing anything. Eagles Drew brought up a statement, and he's right. You can't build through free agency solely, but just remember, the Commandos didn't have a first-round pick or a second-round pick, so they kind of had no choice. And when they finally did draft, they drafted a good quarterback, but, the jury's still out on all their other moves. You know what I saw, Rob, the other day? I saw, it's funny because I brought this guy up. Eagles are going to be in on Kyle Pitts. I wouldn't mind having a Kyle Pitts, but he doesn't fit with Dallas. I think he fits better with the Eagles. Eagles don't really care if you block as well. What's your thought about the Kyle Pitts going to Philly?
Oh, I think it's a great move. I think it'd be a good transition from Goddard to Pitts.
Yeah.
Goddard's a decent blocker.
Similar guy, right? But more explosive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's a little younger. Think a little bit, I think better hands, a little more athletic. And he's a lot more healthier too. I mean, that's the difference. Is that Goddard was often injured, and that was his problem. Is the fact that he couldn't stay on the field. It's kind of like in a Kobe Dean, where he hasn't played a full season in quite a while.
Chiefs Reed offers positive update on Kelsey talks. Again, I don't know why Kelsey would want to go back to the Chiefs this year.
If I'm Kelsey, I'd probably retire because Mahomes ain't coming back this year. If he does, it's late in the year. I mean, they're
right.
Well, we
done.
Did hear the rumor
Especially with
that
Denver in their division, they're done.
We did hear the rumor of Kelsey going to the Giants.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So his girls is not touring. She lives in New York. Yeah, whatever. Play with Jackson Dart. So anyway, that's really about it. I mean, Andy Reid's not going to be at the combine. I don't think that's a huge deal. I think that's a little overrated. Lane Johnson returns for 2026 season. I think they need to find that right tackle of the future. We're hearing Tyler Steen possibly won't be in the mix. He's a possible cut candidate. Just looking at over the cap. Just give me a second here. I heard.
I think we also need a drafted tight end in this year's draft, only because there's some decent
There's some
ones.
good ones. Yeah.
Not
the first guy necessarily, but after that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Goddard's still on your team, right?
Yeah.
As of now, but he might not be coming back. But
Dallas
beyond
Goedert.
that, Calcaterra's garbage.
How old is he?
Blocked for shit, and I mean, he was a decent receiving tight end. I'm talking about Calcaterra,
See, that's the thing. That's why we held on to Jason. Everyone was talking shit. We held on to Jason Witten so long, but I'm just like, man, the dude could block and do everything. So, I mean, I could understand why we held on to him for so long. It's hard to find a tight end that's like good at everything.
Goddard's 31.
This is a void year for Dallas Goedert. His cap number is 20.493. His guaranteed salary is 20.493. You could make him a post-June 1 cut and save just about $13 million. I think that's a all but guarantee. Now, you could restructure a deal, but do you want to do that at 31? I don't know that you do. I think it's time to switch up and go out and get somebody else. But, they operate a little differently. Jordan Davis, again, he's in a final year. Jordan Davis, 12.93 salary cap hit. That's not a lot, but he's in a 5th year. So I would expect them to redo a deal. I was hearing like a step above Osa. So whatever Osa's making, he's going to make more
Hey guys,
than
I got
that.
to jump off.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
All
All
right.
right, later, Drew.
Take care.
All right.
Bye, Drew.
Hi, Drew.
I'm trying to see what Osa's making. Osa Udigizoa just signed a deal. Osa.
So yeah, 22 a year, 23.
His guaranteed money this year is 16.7. His cap number is 20.7. So 20 million. So that's about right because I heard Jordan Davis around 20, probably 21. Maybe just get a notch above Osa, maybe 22 mil per. But that doesn't mean that's what he's going to count against the cap. That's just keep that in mind. It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I mean that's about it. Everybody just wanted to do a little live stream. We're sitting here at where we at? We're about an hour and a half. Any final words as we? I mean, I'm going to start doing more now that my schedule is starting to settle in for at least the next month or so. We're gearing up for the combine. Rob, any final words of wisdom before we get out of here?
No, I mean I like the moves that Dallas is doing. I think you guys have had a good off season so far with your coaching. You it seems like you're
Off the
operating
field moves have been great.
Yeah, it seems like you're operating differently. Christian Parker is a good pick. I mean, I think that's a good move there. Now you got to go and fill in the holes to get them a defense to get on the field and perform because talent does matter, and you have to have the players there. You have to have the horses in the race in order for you guys to perform. It can't be just him.
Right. So Thomas, man, how you feeling, brother? How you feeling, Thomas? How you feeling as we sit a few days before the combine and the free agency coming up? You think we're going to be active or what?
I think we're going to be active. I think that we're going to get some good players in, and I can't tell you no names because I don't know what's up.
Yeah, it's convoluted, man. We have no idea where we're going.
And me and Mark talked last week, and we both agreed on what defensive end we should pick up, and we said Jalen Phillips. Reason why I'm going with Jalen Phillips is because he's the only fresh edge that's out there. Max Crosby. We don't know.
I just don't see Max Crosby. I don't see that for the Cowboys. I don't. I think Dallas.
I don't either. You're giving up too much, and you need too many holes to fill.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know if Max Crosby's gonna be fully recovered. You gotta realize something. He just had surgery about a month ago.
I'm not worried about his injury. I think he's a whoever gets him, or if he stays put, he's solid. I would love for Philly to get him because we don't have as many holes that we need filled, and we have a lot of draft capital. Yeah. But I just don't see Dallas getting him. I mean, you don't have that many draft. You don't have the draft capital, so you have to give up a lot and take on his contract.
And plus, you got to look at it from a Dallas guy. You got to look at it from a Dallas fan standpoint. Our history is not good whenever we pick up a guy from free agency after he done had surgery or if he done been injured. Our history is not good. That's the reason why, I got to pass on Max Crosby.
Yeah, but Max Crosby's been healthy most of his career. I think this was his only injury.
Yeah.
It's a little different when you're injured every year like a Luke Kuechly or a Sean Lee. You're constantly getting injured. It's a little different.
Yeah.
And Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, I'm curious what's going to happen with Trey. Again, he's older, but he's still a really good player at the right price.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Right now, Eagles have 8 draft picks. 8 draft picks. They have 2. They have a 1 at 23. They have a number 2. You might guess it's what? I don't know. What is that? Early 50s, probably. They have 2 3s. They have 1-3 from the Hassan Reddick and 1-3 from the Milton Williams. So they got a Jets 3, which is going to be high, and they got a comp pick at the end of round 3. They got 2 4s, so a bottom round 4 and then a comp pick 4 and 2 5s. A Falcons 5 and Mekhi Becton comp pick 5. They don't have a 6 or a 7. Now, I'll ask that since we're here. Mekhi Becton, there's probably going to be a cap casualty. No, Stoutland, do you bring him back, Mekhi Becton?
Well, see, if Stellan was still there, I thought that was a lock that we were going to bring him back. But now I'm not too sure. I still hope that we can.
Right? I mean, he's not an offensive. Well, he's a defensive line guy. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, so you don't know that. Mekhi Becton, how old is he? Do we know? Let's see.
No, I don't think he's that old. I think 28 is.
Yeah, he's about 28. I remember when he played college.
Actually, he's only 26 years old.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't old. I mean,
26. Wow.
Yeah.
He turns 27 in April.
He never shined until he was in Philly, even after he left. I mean, he was a no-show in LA. So to me, it's just like, but again, I don't know if it's because Stoutland was there is why he was good, or if he could just fit any scheme that we decide to run moving forward. I don't know.
You know, when he got to Los Angeles, he got injured in training camp last year.
Yeah.
He was injured.
Well, he battled injuries throughout the whole season.
Yeah. Well, you know, he battled injuries all throughout his career, dating back when he played with the Jets.
But damn, that year in Philly, man, that was one of the best offensive lines I've ever seen in the history. I mean, and I've watched football since I was a kid, but man, Barkley was opening up holes. I mean,
that was the reason,
like crazy.
ultimately, why,
Yeah.
Right now, Dallas's draft picks. This is why, moving off from 20 if it's possible, and there's a lot of things you could do. Right now, Dallas has.
You want to talk about that one Mike Fisher was talking about? Trade 20 for the safety from Miami and their second and third.
Right now, Dallas has looks like 8 draft picks. Okay, Dallas has 12 and 20. That's 2. No 2, no 3 from the Quinnen Williams and George Pickens trade. A 4. That's 112. A number 5. That's 150. 2 comp picks. A 6. No, so we don't have a 6th. So we have 7 picks. So we got 2 1s, a 4, 3 5s, and a 7 right now. So that's what we have right now. I would like them to be kind of. I'd like to somehow get back into the second or third round. So we were talking about potential trades. Wade, one last time. What was that trade that Mike Fisher had?
Trading for Miami safety, and
Minka
you would
Fitzpatrick.
give them your second first-round pick, and you would get their second and third and the player.
Because you'd have to pay him. He's due for a big deal.
Yeah, because you'd have to pay him,
He's
and the
gonna
points
play at
all
29 this
even
year.
out on the draft.
It makes a lot of sense because he fits into what they're trying to do.
Vic Fangio, he was a part of that defense too. So
yeah, so I would love that, but what are we doing in free agency? It all starts with free agency. Hallie Pierce, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I'm just excited with Christian Parker, and I don't see why we wouldn't be active in free agency. I mean, why get a young DC and not be active where some of the strengths that we need for this defense to be at? So
I agree.
I'm excited about with that.
Walker Wade, any final thoughts, brother? Before we get out of here.
clean sweep, baby, clean sweep this
You
next
ain't
year.
sweeping shit.
It's funny he says that because he don't know who the hell our linebackers are yet. So he just
Or
likes,
your
I love it.
or
I
your
love it. I love
safety,
it. I love
or
it.
your left tackle, or your right tackle.
Well, we know who our left tackle's going to be. It's going to
Who's
be the
that?
young guy. He just needs to stay healthy. He got hurt again
Who?
last year. That's a problem. Guyton.
My left tackle's going to be Tyron Smith. He's coming out of retirement.
No, well, like Guyton was more than good when he started. He just can't stay friggin' healthy.
Tyron Smith's only like
It's,
32.
you know,
Come on out, Tyron. You got a year off.
but we'll see.
Might as well go get Jason Peters again, huh?
Oh God, fuck Jason Peters.
43 years old.
I actually stood next to Tyron. My man looks like he could play. I just don't know if he. I think he's already moved on. He's got the weak legs, so you know he's having kids and raising his kids. I don't know that that's gonna happen, but I wouldn't hate it. Would not hate bringing back Tyron, but I don't see that happening. But all right, everybody, stay tuned. Make sure your bell notifications are on. We're going to be coming hot and heavy now, firing her back up, getting the second wind, postseason, post all everything. We're going in to the combine. We'll probably do something for the combine. Well, I'm sure we'll do lives. I'm going to start doing more content on the draft. We're going to start firing up the mock drafts. Maybe I can get Rob involved on Tuesday night. Or whenever he's available. We're going to do a roundtable mock draft. I'll fine tune it. I think prime time's coming back, but stay tuned. Prime time is making things happen in South Florida. So maybe tomorrow night you'll see me on prime times or other channel. So stay tuned. But thank you, everybody. Thanks, Rob, for stopping by. Wade, as always. Thomas Garrett, I miss seeing you. Thank you. Hallie, thank you. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. And listen, this is the off season, but it's never an off season in the NFL. The NFL is always just non-stop, and I love the NFL. I love my squad. I love talking NFC East football. Giants are going to be better. The Commandos are going to be. You would think they would be okay. I actually think they might be pushing up the rear. I know that sounds weird, but we'll see. They got a lot of money to spend, so we'll see how they spend it. The Eagles, you can't count them out. Eagles, come in at a level where if they add the right way, they could stay on top, but they have to do it. And we'll be here to talk about it. Dallas, big question mark. Where are they going to be? What are they going to do? Very exciting. Talk to you later. Thanks, guys, gals. Late. See you.
See you.
Good night.